Welcome to this special College Colors themed edition of the Daily Sun News Show. Wow, what a year for the Village's Daily Sun's annual College Colors Day food drive, thanks to your amazing generosity. But before we tell you about all those donation amounts, we first want to give you some insight into the history of this event. Welcome back. As you can see, Spanish Springs Town Square has been turned into a major tailgating area. And what makes this event so unique is all these residents represent a team from across the entire nation. As we can see here, here's John with Alabama. Hi, John. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Just fine. We're excited.
Well, tell us a little bit about why did you decide to come down here and take part in College Colors Day?
Well, it all starts with pride in your club, in your team. And I don't think anybody is more proud of their team than the Alabama Crimson Tide.
The Villages is known as Florida's friendliest hometown. And just last year, one resident decided to put that to the test. Soon after moving to the Villages, Village La Rinalda resident Russ Adams was struck with an unusual idea, which he believes could only be done in this community. While dancing with his wife during a class, a particular dance move led to an adventure.
The guy that was leading the class was saying hitchhike, so it's like one of these things. So you're going like this, all right, to dance, and it's all about getting endorphins going. And I said, you know, I ought to try doing some hitchhiking here in the Villages. And I'm saying, and I ought to do it by golf cart.
So he made a sign reading Brownwood or bust, put his thumb up, and headed out on Rio Grande Avenue to see if anyone would give him a ride.
And the first guy to pick me up was a World War II veteran, and he was in his 80s, mid-80s, and we had a great chat talking about World War II and what theater he was in. And so the fun part was not only being in a golf cart doing it, but also meeting all the unique people. So I tend to start conversations, and so I would tend to drift off to who they were, what interesting things they had done in their life. So that was always fun because there are amazing people in the Villages.
After reaching World of Beer on Brownwood Paddock Square, Russ had a beer with his wife, then he turned down her offer for a ride home and instead set back out on his journey. Russ ended up walking a lot of the way back.
And then I did get picked up by a gal, surprisingly enough, and this woman, in fact, she stopped and I said, you don't want to pick me up? And she said, Russ, come on, jump in. Well, I had told her the story that I was going to do it. And so she said, come on in, I'll take you the rest of the way home.
On Wednesday morning, just in front of Coconut Cove Recreation Center, Russ used his great personality to show us just how easy it was for him to get residents in Florida's friendliest hometown to help out a neighbor.
I mean, with a face like this, how could you not pick him up? Huh? I'm asking you, really. Is this beautiful or what?
The smile,
it's the smile. I think that's incredible. I mean, I give that man credit for getting out there and doing it. How long did it take you to actually do that?
I think it took me 45 minutes to get down there.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right.
It wasn't bad.
Wow.
It was just
okay.
boom, boom, boom.
Multiple rides?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, all
People
right.
just like you.
Okay, great.
It's not like you got
almost as nice as me.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. It couldn't be as nice, but almost as nice.
A lot of nice people.
Russ's next adventure is to swim in all 64 pools throughout the community in a 24-hour period. Good luck, Russ! Wildwood Middle High School girls basketball season came to an end Thursday afternoon at the Lakeland Center, losing 46-36 in the Class 1A state finals. On Thursday night, in front of a packed VHS Athletic Center, the Villages High School boys basketball team stepped up to the challenge in the Class 5A Region 2 quarterfinals. The Buffalo hosted the First Academy. Over the first two quarters, both teams came out with a lot of energy, and VHS senior Trey Mann led the way with 24 much-needed first-half points. The First Academy challenged the Buffalo, and by halftime, the Buffalo held just a 1-point lead.
I saw that my teammates' shots weren't falling, and I've been slacking the last couple games where my shots weren't falling, their shots were falling, so it was my game to have them on my back like they were carrying me. At halftime, all the players were talking, we said what we was doing wrong, and we came out and fixed it, and things started going our way.
Then in the second half, the Buffalo came out with a sense of urgency in the third quarter, routing its opponent 25-12. The buckets just kept falling as the Buffalo won 87-75. Senior forward Brandon Farmer ended the game with 22 points and 12 rebounds.
It feels good. This is my first postseason ever in my high school career, and I came ready to play for my team and get a big W for the team so we can move on and win a state championship.
I think that Coach Mayberry and TFA came out with a really good plan. They were ready for what we do. especially in our pressure defense. They took care of the ball, got shots they wanted to.
I'm looking forward to competing with my brothers one more time.
Trey finished with a game-high 35 points. The Buffalo will now face Trinity Catholic 7 p.m. Tuesday at the Villages.
Number 14, Kyle Machado.
The Buffalo headed to Bushnell to face familiar foe Mount Dora in the championship game. In the top of the very first inning, Buffalo pitcher Sean Gillums gave up a solo home run, but thanks to the help of Sean's catcher, Devin Burks, he was able to settle down. As the duo walked back to the dugout, Devin told Sean not to worry because he would pick him up. And Devin did just that. In the bottom of the first inning, Devin saw the pitch he wanted and he hit a drive over the fence in left field to put the Buffalo up 2-1.
It was great. He came out, left the fastball up, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. But I told him I had him, and I got him. When I say something, I mean it.
In the second inning, the Buffalo added to their lead. Senior Jacob Hornstein led off with a double, and then came Devin again. This time he got an RBI double, and the pitcher helped his own cause with a sacrifice fly to increase the lead to 6-1 after just 2 innings. Then in the third inning, Hornstein and fellow senior Camden Emily hit back-to-back singles before, once again, Devin came up to bat. This time, he had a 2-run double on his way to a 5 RBI game. His counterpart, Sean, was able to pitch his way through 5 2/3 of an inning, earning 10 strikeouts. Senior Alberson Mogalin came in as relief, getting 4 strikeouts as the Buffalo won the district title 10-2.
It feels great. I did it for all the seniors. We all did it for all the seniors.
That's so cool.
Next up for the Villages is the Class 5A Region 2 quarterfinals against Santa Fe at 7 p.m. Wednesday at the Villages High School.
Thank you, Candace. Oh, you should have waited for. I didn't know you were. It's fine.
The Buffalo traveled to Orlando to face Bishop Moore in the Class 5A Region 2 finals. The Villages jumped out in front in their half of the first inning behind senior Aaron Perry with an RBI single, followed by a ground out by junior Sean Gillums to put the Villages up 2-0. In the bottom of the first inning, Villages senior pitcher Dominic Madonna gave up a solo home run to McGuire Holbrook. Dominic says his heart kind of dropped, but he knew he had a battle on. In the second inning, Bishop Moore used 3 RBI singles to take the 5-2 lead. The Villages answered with 2 runs in the top of the third inning as Cole Bolin got an RBI single and Dominic recorded an RBI ground out. The Villages tied the game at 5 in the 6th inning thanks to an RBI single by senior Alberson Mogalan. Then in the bottom of the 7th inning, Bishop Moore had the chance to end the game with runners on first and second. Dale Thomas hit a single up the middle, but Buffalo senior Jacob Hornstein rifled a throw in from center field to catcher Devin Burks, who tagged out the runner at home plate.
I got really panicked. I was just get to the ball as quick as possible and get it to the destination as quick as possible. I surprised myself a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to save the game. I wanted to give us one more fighting chance. And it just didn't go down the way I wanted to the next inning.
The play ignited excitement for the Buffalo, but unfortunately they weren't able to get anything going in the top of the 8th. With Alberson Mogalan on the mound for the Villages, Fabian Escalante delivered the game-winning walk-off home run in the bottom of the 8th to end the Villages season.
Like the 7th game of a World Series, so that's what this is. He missed with a ball up and the guy hit it into the wind on the short field, and that's baseball. We asked him yesterday to give us 1 great at-bat, and they didn't. They gave us more than 1 great at-bat, so we're proud of them for exceeding what we expected to come here to do. So that's a ball game. Those are games you love to play in. Those are games that you remember. You'll talk about that when they're 30 years old, 35 years old. I'd rather lose that way with a team like this than lose 10-12-0, you know. We did what we wanted to do. We wanted to come here in the first inning and show them we were ready to play. By scoring 2 runs in the first inning, we showed them we were ready to play.
This was a hell of a game. I'm glad we went out like this. I mean, it would have been 100 times better if we went out with a win. This is probably the hardest game they're going to play this tournament right here. Yep. And it's Villages. They better know that. I love these boys.
The Villages season ends with a record of 23-6.